Let's begin.
Anna? What on earth are you doing?
I am studying, Mr. B. I am learning English.
By hitting the dictionary? Are you angry at the words?
No, you told me yesterday. You said, Anna, if you want to learn, you have to hit the books.
Oh, Anna, I didn't mean physically hit them.
You didn't? My hand really hurts.
Hit the books is an idiom. It just means to study hard.
It means study? So I don't need to punch the dictionary?
No violence needed. Just reading.
Well, that is good news. But Mr. B, this is confusing. Why do English speakers say one thing but mean another?
Because we like to be colorful. If you only use textbook words, you sound like a robot.
Beep, boop. I do not want to be a robot.
Exactly. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Podcast by Mr. B. Today, we are going to stop you from sounding like a textbook.
We are going to learn the secret codes.
We are learning 10 idioms you need to know. These are phrases native speakers use every single day.
That is a great goal. Can we start with an easy one? My hand still hurts from hitting the books.
Okay, idiom number 1, a piece of cake.
Cake? I love cake. Chocolate or vanilla?
It's not real cake, Anna.
Oh no, this is a cruel language.
A piece of cake means very easy.
Very easy?
Yes, imagine eating a piece of cake. Is it hard work?
No, it is delicious work. I can do it fast.
Exactly. So if I ask, Anna, was the English test hard?
I say, no, Mr. B, it was a piece of cake.
Perfect. Short and clear.
But can I still eat cake after the test?
Yes, you earned it.
Okay, I like this idiom. What is next?
Idiom number 2. This one describes you today. Under the weather.
Under the weather? Like standing under a cloud?
Not exactly. It means feeling sick or not feeling well.
Ah, so if I have a headache, I am under the weather?
Exactly. Maybe you have a cold or you were just tired.
I can't come to work today, boss. I am feeling a bit under the weather.
That is a perfect example. It sounds much more natural than saying, I'm ill.
It sounds softer. I am ill sounds serious. Under the weather sounds gentle.
Got it. Now, remember last week I told you to break a leg?
Yes, I was so scared. I didn't want to break my leg.
That's idiom number 3, break a leg.
Why do you wish pain on people?
It's the opposite. It means good luck.
English is crazy. Break a leg means good luck?
Yes, we usually say it to people performing on stage, like actors or musicians.
So if I'm going to sing a song...
I would say, go get 'em, Anna, break a leg.
Okay, but please don't say that to me if I'm skiing. That's dangerous.
Good point. Only for performances.
Got it. Piece of cake.
Look at you, using the idioms already.
I am a fast learner when there is no physical violence involved.
Okay, idiom number 4. Imagine you have a secret.
I have many secrets. I know where you hide your cookies.
What? We will talk about that later. If you tell the secret, we say, you spilled the beans.
Spilled the beans. Like dropping a can of beans on the floor?
Exactly. Imagine the beans are the secret. Once you spill them, you can't put them back.
They go everywhere. What a mess.
So if I say, we're planning a surprise party for John, don't spill the beans.
It means don't tell him.
Precisely. Don't let the secret out.
I promise, Mr. B, I won't spill the beans about your cookies.
You better not, or I will be very upset.
Okay, next one. I am hungry now. Cake and beans.
Idiom number 5. This is for when you can't decide something. Sitting on the fence.
Ouch. Fences are sharp. That sounds painful.
It's not a real fence, Anna.
Thank goodness.
Think about it. A fence divides 2 sides, left and right. Yes and no.
Okay.
If you're sitting on the fence, you're in the middle. You haven't chosen a side.
Ah, so it means undecided.
Exactly. Do you want pizza or burgers?
Oh, that is hard. I love both. I am sitting on the fence.
Perfect usage, although I know you will choose pizza.
Probably, but for now, I am on the fence.
Idiom number 6. This is about time. Once in a blue moon.
A blue moon? I have never seen a blue moon. The moon is white.
Exactly. A blue moon is very rare. So this idiom means very rarely.
Very rarely. Can you give me an example?
Sure. I go to the gym once in a blue moon.
That means you almost never go to the gym.
Hey, I go sometimes.
I clean my room once in a blue moon.
That is a great example. Or my brother cooks dinner once in a blue moon.
That means he's lazy.
Exactly. It happens, but not often.
I like that one. It sounds magical. Blue moon.
It is poetic. Now, idiom number 7. This is for when you agree with someone perfectly.
We are like twins?
Yes, we say, we see eye to eye.
See eye to eye. Does that mean we are staring at each other?
No staring contests. It means our eyes see the same thing. We have the same opinion.
Ah, so my boss and I don't see eye to eye on the new project.
That means you disagree.
But MrB and I see eye to eye on pizza.
We definitely see eye to eye on pizza.
No, ew, MrB. We do not see eye to eye on that.
See, a perfect example of disagreement.
Pineapple is a crime. Moving on.
Okay. Idiom number 8. This is from sports. The ball is in your court.
Tennis.
Yes, if I hit the ball to you, now it's your turn to hit it back.
So it means it is your turn to decide?
Exactly. It's your responsibility now.
Example?
I sent her the email offer. Now the ball is in her court.
Ah, you were waiting for her answer.
Yes, I can't do anything else. It is up to her.
I cleaned the kitchen. Now the ball is in your court to clean the bathroom.
Hey, that doesn't seem fair. But the grammar is perfect.
Short and clear.
Idiom number 9. This one is funny. To cost an arm and a leg.
Oh my God, MrB, why is English so violent? Breaking legs, cutting off arms.
Nobody is cutting off arms, Anna.
But cost an arm and a leg, that is expensive.
Exactly. It means very, very expensive.
Ah, so I don't pay with my actual leg.
No, you pay with money. But it feels like you lost a leg because it is so pricey.
I want that Ferrari, but it costs an arm and a leg.
Perfect. Going to Disneyland costs an arm and a leg.
My new phone costs an arm and a leg.
Do you see? Native speakers use this all the time to complain about prices.
I will use it next time I buy coffee. $5? That costs an arm and a leg.
A bit dramatic for coffee, but yes.
Okay, MrB, my brain is full. Can we stop?
That brings us to idiom number 10, the perfect one to finish. Call it a day.
Call it a day. What does that mean? Hello, day, I'm calling you.
No, it means to stop working, to finish what you are doing.
Ah, so when we are tired, we can call it a day.
Exactly. We have done a lot of work. Let's call it a day and go home.
That is my favorite idiom. Can we call it a day now?
Almost. First, we need the quick review. We need to make sure these stuck in your brain.
Okay, I'm ready. No looking at the textbook.
Listeners, repeat after us. Be natural.
Don't be a robot.
Phrase 1. It's a piece of cake.
It's a piece of cake.
Phrase 2. I'm feeling under the weather.
I'm feeling under the weather.
Phrase 3. Once in a blue moon.
Once in a blue moon.
Phrase 4. It costs an arm and a leg.
It costs an arm and a leg.
And phrase 5. Don't spill the beans.
Don't spill the beans.
You guys sound great. You sound like locals.
I feel like a local. I feel cool.
Now for the challenge.
The idiom challenge.
I'm going to give you a situation. You have to tell me the correct idiom in the comments.
Listen carefully.
Situation. You have a really big decision to make. You don't know if you should say yes or no. You are in the middle.
Ooh, I know this one. It sounds painful.
Don't tell them, Anna. Don't spill the beans.
My lips are sealed.
Write the idiom in the comments.
Mr. B, what are we doing next time?
Well, today you learned what to say, but next time we need to fix how you say it.
My accent?
Your intonation. Sometimes you sound a little flat,
Flat, like a pancake?
like a robot. Next episode is Stop Sounding Like a Robot. Intonation Secrets.
Ooh, I want to sing when I speak.
We will teach you the music of English.
That sounds fun. Okay, Mr. B, I'm tired.
Me too. Let's call it a day.
Let's call it a day. Bye, everyone.
See you next time.